Hey, what's going on? Dean and Dylan want to get out here and show you this boat. I mean, I know you've been busy working, so we're out here. We're going to show you this boat, and hopefully we can get you come down for a test drive before long. This right here is a beautiful black, white, and what is this, like gunmetal flake on this?
That's actually silver. We have
Silver.
a gunmetal, but that one is silver.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful Phoenix. This is the 920, so this is the same one, Dylan, that you're looking to get. It's got the Velocity wheels on it, but really, we've talked about this before. What I really want to talk about is this is the best bass boat that you could be in. I mean, Ranger's been top of the line for a long time, and they're still known that way for most people, but Phoenix, with the things that they offer, Gary Klaus over there fishes more than most people. He fishes like crazy. I've had the pleasure of talking to him, and the craftsmanship they put into this boat, just go ahead and talk about it. Stainless steel and just about anything in this boat, if not everything. Some really cool extras that you're not going to find. I mean, I know you guys are interested in a Triton, but this boat is better than a Triton in a lot of ways. One of the ways is fishability, comfort, and the performance and the speed is just as good, if not better, than a Triton. These boats, with their mercury back there, push this thing in the upper 70s, maybe even low 80s when it's cold, and then when it's warm, you can get low 70s to mid 70s out of this thing, and that's just the way these things rock. The biggest thing, some of the key features, is the Diamond V hull. It's real deep. It's deeper than most boats that you'll find, and because of that, it makes these compartments really, really deep. Look at all the space in there. See, other brands, you may not have that much space just because of the hole that they have. I mean, that's a ton of space. You got places to put everything in there. You could pretty much fill that one up and leave that one up there empty. Now, another thing that's really cool here, if you've got a couple extra rods, is this compartment here. You're not going to find this in any other boat, guys. You can fit, what is it, like 4 to 6 rods in here for your co-angler? Something like that. And then also right here, you've got a dual console that can go in here. If you want to get a little extra speed, you're not fishing with someone, you can take this thing out. You can get maybe another mile or two out of it, a little bit better performance. But when you get in that rough water and you want to have a better ride for your co-angler or for your dad, you can put that console in there. It's going to be a lot more stable and less wind blowing on your face. That's a really cool feature. Now, one other thing, it's real important when you're talking about a really expensive boat and having a boat that's going to last. In these Phoenixes, it's the only boats that have them, it's an aluminum, or is it a stainless steel gas tank.
Well, now they have come out with a new process now that eliminates what the problem was with a fiberglass, just a fiberglass gas tank is you have seepage. You would have fuel smell. You would, when you would open up a lid, you would smell a gasoline. Where now they have got a new process, so they don't have to use metal. But what they've done is they coat the inside of the tank, and the ethanol won't eat through it. So you still don't have the fuel to do that with. But it also lets you have as big a tank as you can possibly put in here. But when they first came out, Gary would not even just put just a regular plastic fiberglass tank in there. He made them put an aluminum tank in it until they designed something that would not seep. And now these new ones, it meets all EPA, the new fuel venting system, and everything else is. So yeah, I know what you're talking about there. That was a process to begin with because he wouldn't do it. These are insulated live wells. It has a coal system that's mounted here. All the 900 series comes with this. It has a balance beam, another area to do it, and it's got the coal markers for you to be able to do it. That's all part of the system that they have.
And that's really important in a lot of boats, and I've seen it in my boat. You'll have gas smell in here in this box, or you'll have it throughout the boat because basically it'll just spread like a virus, just like moisture. And you'll have that gasoline smell, but with these Phoenixes you won't have it. You can have this boat for 10 years and you're not going to have that kind of deal. So let's see, another key feature on these Phoenix boats that's different than anywhere else that I know of at least is you can get trailers that have shocks on them. And what that's going to do is stabilize it going down the road. You're not going to have that fish tailing if you get on the bumps or just going high speeds on the interstate 70 miles an hour plus. You'll have the boat kind of fish tailing around. It stabilizes the whole package, and especially on long trips, it's going to be a little bit easier on the drive. But the biggest thing is you're going to have these transom bolts and stuff that aren't going to get quite as loose as bad. On them trailers that are bouncing around, don't have those shocks that'll absorb all that. You're going to have things that are going to get loose, and you're going to have that with a new boat anyway, guys. You're going to have nuts and bolts, especially on the transom, that are going to need to be tightened every now and then. They're just getting worked in. Let's see, is there a couple other really key features I can hit on before we go through the rest of the boat? It's got a all composite construction, stainless steel on everything. So, for example, on the rod locker here, on the hinges way over there, you've got stainless steel on all these. It's going to last, and it's just one of those real key deals when you're talking about a really expensive boat. You want to have something that's top of the line. You got the other ones that are black and not quite as good. So let's start off at the front. Swing away tongues, about standard, or pretty standard in just about any boat. You've got the trailer up there with the extra tire, and you can get gear. What is it called? Road armor.
Yes, that's standard with the coating on there, and then what this one has the option of, you can paint over that. Makes it a little bit shinier. It doesn't dull out as quick as just having just rubber road armor.
You can get extra padded front deck up here. Real good for them long days. It's pretty neat up here. These boats, these Phoenix 920, come standard with an HDS 7 up front, and then a 9 on the back. It's all linked together, side scan, all that good stuff. That's just standard. That's not even extra options. So that's just standard. Does it come standard with a 101 or a 112?
112 is a standard one. You can go to any 36 volt if they wanted to go with a motor guide, but the Minn Kota is what comes standard on it, 36 volt with a 4-bank charger.
And then it's got this really cool here to hold your tools up here. Does it come standard with a recessed trolling motor pedal nowadays?
That's all standard.
All standard now. You got some pretty cool options how they have the trim up and everything up here. It's real nice and neat, organized, real clean. With these 920s, it's got what, a 56-inch beam, I believe?
Well, it's a 96-inch beam. 96-inch beam on and it carries it. The 900 series carries it further to the front than what a 700 or 600 series do. They all are the same seat wise from here back as far as width. It just carries it further to the front.
So you've got all this front deck space up here. Let's see what's going on up here. You've got 2 places to hold your front seat up here. It's going to come with the boat. Let's get on up in here. One really cool thing, I'm not sure how many other brands of boats carry them, but you've got a double jack here so that it's much easier to move around in the garage if you need to get that extra inch or two. It's really, really cool. It's going to help get it to where you can move around. Let's see. One really cool thing, you'll probably already know about this. These light up at night. So it comes standard with a light, but if you want to put a rigid there, you can do that. Really cool. Look at those black Velocity wheels there. Look, like I said, stainless steel and everything. All the stuff stainless steel. This is pretty cool. When you got the dual console that you can get hooked up here, show me how you do that. This is an extra cup holder here.
An extra drink holder here for you to put it on there. But then when it's done, when you take this off, there's actually a metal piece here that locks the console in, so it's locked into place. But they definitely want to cover this up so it wouldn't. If you didn't know, you wouldn't know it was not a dual console or could have the capability of doing that.
Now let's step up in here. You got these beautiful seats. They're basically like race car seats. Now once again, plenty of room. I mean, if you stepped in this thing, you wouldn't even believe how much room. Dry storage here. Under here, it's sealed, and it's also, but it's got a drain, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. So if you wanted to put your marker buoys and not get all that moisture in your other compartments, you can put those here. Same thing here. This opens up.
It's all open up.
You see there's a drains through there, and then you got this really deep cooler.
Yep.
It's got a drain. It's lit up also. And then this is really cool. I know a lot of the pros really talk about this, how organized this is. You can sit right here and you have all your tools sitting there. Dylan, I know you're big on the hot foot. They come stock with that now? Yeah. And let's see, you got lights here. You can replace that with a rigid if you'd like.
These are already LED.
Oh, these are LED?
Yeah, so they're bright and yeah.
That's different than most boats, I would imagine. They don't come with LED. They probably just come with a regular. Yeah. And then you've got your measuring board there. And once again, just one quick look at how deep this is. And it's lit up with a snake light.
Well, it's got a snake light, and it's also got another LED light in there also. And it's got a red lens. If you want to fish at night, you don't want to be as bright, you can put a red lens into that, in that deal.
Super deep. 3,700 size boxes in here. You can put anything up here you want, soft plastic wise. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's got more room in there than I probably do in half of my boat up front in my Ranger. And then you've got this compartment. Opens up, and we were talking about this. Once again, stainless steel. But you see these? Water is going to drain through here when it rains. And it's going to go right through here, and it's going to drain all the way to the back of the boat. Not going to get in your compartments or anything like that. You can get different options. There's a little, what's that called?
They got a Lazy Susie, the roundabout. Everybody's pretty much gone to this right here. You can put 3,700 boxes in there. Those straps will hold them in place if you want to put them in there. But a lot of people like that to be open, so they can put several. They might put 3,700 boxes on one side, and they might put rain suit on the other side, you know. So this is 95% of the way everybody does it now. The Lazy Susie was nice, but it was just designed just for 3,700 boxes. You really didn't have access to other stuff, so a lot of people have gone to this right here.
And then you got your rod boxes, just typical rod boxes. Probably don't even have to get into that too much, but I imagine you could take the tubes out if you'd like. That way you can just stack rods on top.
Well, this side does not have it. That side does have the tubes and stuff in it. You can put the this port side over here. In the 900 series also, they have access if you ever want to add any kind of power source, any kind of electronics, any kind of gauges and stuff that you need power source to. They run an additional power to that up under the dash there, so it goes straight to the battery, has a lot more power, you know, for these bigger electronics and stuff like that on there. So.
Now, one other thing we want to talk about, you guys were wanting to know about a venting system for your boat. Now, you can get the venting system as an extra add-on, but the thing about these Phoenix, this is another key feature I should have spoke about earlier, is that the way they design these lids with the grooves, you see these grooves here, and the lip, I mean, it's practically impossible to get. I mean, you could stuff a wave and you're really not going to get water, especially on a new boat, how things are tighter anyway. But even with an older boat and the carpet gets worn in a little bit, I mean, these things are just so solid and so tight. The water just runs right down here, and it's going to be all good to go. You'd be surprised compared to a Ranger or something like that, how you don't have to worry about that. Let's see, and that one's got the tubes in it. I think it can, I saw that it can hold 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, I believe. 10 rods right there just with the tubes. I personally don't run the tubes. I'm sure you guys are probably the same way, just going ahead and putting the rods with your rod gloves and stacking them on up. Let's see here. Move back a little bit more. Got these awesome seats, very comfortable, fit you like a glove. You've got all your trim, stuff like that right here, and you've got a really nice steering wheel. You're going to need it because you're going to be flying down the lake for sure. You've got all your gauges right here. And what is this? This is a cleat, right?
Right, yeah. What he designed this for was to be able to tie up a rope to it when you're fishing by yourself and put it on there, and then that way you could tie up instead of tying to your steering wheel or tying to this, you know, so you don't have to jump up to get to any of your cleats or anything else to it, and it just makes it a lot easier to be by yourself to do that.
Got a little extra storage right here for your phone or whatever. Got an extra cup holder here. This is where the .1 antenna could go.
It actually has 2 power sources down here. You have just a 12-volt, you know, accessory like if you had a, and then it's got a USB port accessory deal right here. So like your phones, the new iPhones and stuff like that, it has a USB. So it gives you 2 ways to be able to charge stuff.
And then let's see, this is a really cool deal here. Really cool storage. You can pull this up and look at how deep that is. It's pretty deep, but it's wide enough. You can, I mean, it's going to get messy before long, but you can fit a lot of stuff in there. And also for your co-anglers, here's some stuff here. You can put his tools there, some extra tools that you can get to. 2 really large cup holders here. Let's see. And then now this is really cool. This is another really key feature you're not going to have in another boat. This right here, you probably already know, is a drain where all your water can seep through. But also, it holds up to a 26-inch net just right there. And it's going to come with that net. So if you want to use that net as a backup, you can. Right there, ready to roll. Let's see. Going through, man. These seats are awesome. And then look at these big live wells. And what's really neat with these Phoenix live wells is that you've got a 6-pump system. So 3 here, 3 here. What is it? 1 recirc, 1 in, 1 out?
Yeah. So it doesn't use the same pump. You're not having to change valves to do anything. You're not pulling any valve, do anything. So the fill, all it does is fill. The recirculate, all it does is recirculate and put air in. And then when you pump out, it just pumps out. So, and what's nice about it is that you, without having the drains and stuff on there to do it, you're not toting around water. Like if you back your boat into the water now, most of them will fill up, you know. And so when you're going down the lake first thing in the morning, you only have fish in there, you're toting water. These, unless you want water in, there's no water in it. And if you take water out, it goes out.
And that water is a big deal. You can probably get an extra mile or 2 just from not having water in there. It's going to ride better and get a little bit better fuel economy. And what's really cool about that is basically it acts as extra pumps. So if you're ever out there and you get 1 pump to go down, you're good. You happen to have 2 or 3 pumps, which is like Friday the 13th bad, you're going to be all right. And these live wells, of course, are going to be plenty big with a big boat like this. Now, one cool thing here, for your air that goes into your live wells, there's a little seep hole right there. It sucks air from out here all day long and goes in here. I've actually seen video where a guy put his finger there and the live well stopped. He took it off and it started right back up. Let's see, this back deck is really, really big. Going all the way back here.
These are just trays that you can remove or have in there. You can have different things. And it's got plenty of, for your 36 volts battery system that are there. It has already a power source here. This is new for 2016, that you can turn everything completely off, power poles, everything off at one deal. It's got sources for everything that you can add right here. You can, with the Mercury, you've got external oil fill, so you don't have to even open this lid. It goes right into the tank there. And then right here, you don't have to open the lid up. It's got the power source to plug in their outlet for your battery charger. So you can just plug that in, you know, during a drop cord here without having to open this lid at all.
Very nice, very nice. You got plenty of room. Actually got a spare prop holder right there. That way you don't have to worry about that. You're always going to have one at the ready. Let's see. Is there anything back here at the transom you'd like to point out?
Just everything. Most of these in most boats are plastic. You know, the shield is back here. Look at this, is all stainless steel. I mean, that's metal that's on the transom to do it is, and it's not going to fade. You see a lot of them that'll buckle or plastic, and they're doing all the ends where the rub rail and everything comes in. All the handles here, stainless steel bolts that go through. Standard with a jack plate. The Z-Lock is a standard 10-inch jack plate on this boat, and it also has the structure skin mounted up underneath in the middle of the boat. So when you're shooting side to side, you're not off to one side to see that.
But all in all, this is a solid boat. If I'm going to be in another boat, it's going to be a Phoenix, or it might be a Stratus just as a stepping stone in between. But Phoenix is definitely where I want to be. I know it's the best boat out there with all the other options and things like that. One of the real cool features I want to talk about on a Phoenix too, one last thing, is we talk about fishability. When you combine a boat that can do in the mid-70s and more with a boat that fishes really well, with a boat that just overall performs well, all the storage you can need, that's really important. One of the things, I talked to Greg Hackney, and he said that this boat is the only boat he knows of that when he gets off that trolling motor, this thing stops. And I think it's because of the Diamond V hull. So, you know, when you're out there fishing, there's a light breeze on the lake and your trolling motor stops, I want that boat to stop. I don't care if I'm sight fishing or if I'm fishing a specific spot. If I want to move the boat, I'm going to do it with the trolling motor. I don't want the wind blowing me all around. I've noticed in other boats, especially Skeeters, is probably the worst that I've ever seen. When you get off that trolling motor, the thing is floating around like a cork. These boats don't do that. They do not float around all over the place like that. So, and it's just because that Diamond V hull, it acts like a keel. It just keeps it right there. But these are really cool boats, man. I'm looking forward to getting you down. Dean, if you get the time, we'll come down on a weekend. Just give me about 2 weeks notice or so. That way I can ask off for work. And I will come on down here and meet you guys, and we'll see what we can talk about, man. I'll get you a test drive and get these boats out on the lake, man. Get them to fly with this cold weather. So talk to you guys later. Peace.